Boys, massive update on the aggressive cut. Woke up at 189 or one woke up at 183.9, which is massive new low. I woke up thinking, there's a chance I could get into the, 185s this morning, which would be a new low. And I was not only below the 184s, but technically into the 183s, which is massive. Things are working. It's going great. I had a great, perfect week last week. After the weekend before, which I ate a little bit too much when I went out of town. But that is a massive, massive win. And there's nothing that could go wrong today. There's no way I ended today thinking it was a bad day. I'll show a little bit of a physique update. These are both taken at night. I'll show first kind of what I was looking like at the very beginning of the aggressive cut. I'll show, okay, so there's kind of a little bit of debate in my head in terms of how much weight I've lost as well, because technically when I started the aggressive cut, I was 201 pounds, which that is very inflated because it was after just a week straight of eating like crap over Christmas and stuffing my face. So I was holding so much food in my stomach, holding so much water and glycogen that just was not a real reflection. I have not been over 200 pounds in a long time. And I think but when I went home, I was probably 188 or 189. So realistically, I was holding 10 pounds of food and water and all this stuff because I ate that much. So I'd say between having that week of eating, I was maybe 190. So I'm maybe down 6 pounds. And this has been week 5. Which I think is pretty good considering I've also had things pop up where I haven't been able to always been perfect. But I'll take 5 or 6 pounds. But I'll show the picture of when I was 201 pounds. And then I'll show a video of kind of what I was looking like once I kind of had that bloat taken off. This was week, I don't know, 2 maybe? Week 1 or 2 of the aggressive cut. And then what I look like now. Definitely getting leaner. Definitely making progress. And very happy to see that. But anyway, we're starting the day. One of the first things that I like to do, obviously, that you guys have seen before, is mix up my supplements. And as I sip on that, I like to come, sit at my desk, get some work done. And the first thing I always do is I check my to-do list from the day before, make sure I got everything done, see if I need to add anything. But then I write out my to-do list for today. And what we got going today is I'm going to start by making some content. The sports betting content that I've been making has been doing very well. And I want to keep hammering something that is working well to keep growing a really fun community that I, enjoy being a part of and making content for. And then I want to go for a walk, and I'll probably end that with getting groceries. I have a call today that I have to hop on for job interview stuff. And then I have some schoolwork I got to do, some work I want to get done before my internship tomorrow. I'm working, 2 to 3 days a week, and I want to be ready for that. I got to pack a lunch for that tomorrow. And then I want to make sure to read, practice the ukulele and my Italian, and then I have class later. Those are a lot of things on there, but I also have a lot of time to get it done. So we'll get that done. And yesterday, speaking of the short form, betting content stuff I do, 2 awful beats that I want to go over really quick. Let me show you this. This is terrible. So the only thing keeping me from going 4 for 4 were 2 guys. One of them being Cade Cunningham, right? Who averages. So I bet on his points and assists over 38.5, and he finished with 30. What was that? 37. So he needed 2 more points and assists, 2 more total points or assists. And, one thing that jumped out to me after I saw this is that he averages, just about 4 free throws made a game on almost 5 attempts, and is a really good free throw shooter, 82.5%. And the game that I happened to bet on him, he goes 0 for 1 from the line. Not only, weirdly, only shoots 1 free throw, but he even missed it. And Giannis, who missed by 2 points as well, I needed 2 more points from him. Let's see what he averages from the free throw line, just for fun. Let's just take a look. He averages 6 free throws made per game on almost 11 attempts, right? And the game I bet on him, I just need 2 more points, maybe from the free throw line, and he goes 0 for 6. Not only is that a very low amount of free throws for Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he goes 0 for 6. He made 2 threes in the game. He doesn't even make... pain. But overall, we have been doing well. I've been counting out the wins and losses, and we're at 24-14. I'd like to be better, but that trend has been going up as I've gotten more used to what trends to follow in the NBA. So what I'll do is I'll research the best plays for the day, then make my video on it, post that, and move to the next thing. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll check back in because I'll probably go for a walk and get groceries after that. So yeah. All right, just finished making content for the day. But one thing I wanted to go over, kind of something I've been really thinking about in my head, because I've been kind of worried because I have 25 days left on this aggressive cut. It's going to come right down to the wire if I can really get to sub 180 like I set out to. If I don't, it's not the end of the world because I've made good progress and I will continue to make good progress. But, I'd be lying if I didn't have thoughts about kind of doing it less aggressively the rest of the way, or thinking about kind of what I really want to do, because I have my birthday this weekend where I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to eat fun foods. I'm going to drink. And then it's the Super Bowl the next day. So that will have some challenges as well. And then the cut goes to the end of February, and I have my friend's wedding on the 22nd, which I'm going to definitely, have as much fun as I want there as well. I don't want to have any restrictions. My parents are coming to visit one day in that time, So it's just like, wow, like I have all this stuff like lined up that's going to be like, I don't want to feel restricted during those times. Should I just like end the cut now and kind of like what's the point, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to make any progress. But, I already kind of went through this mental process, but I kind of wrote it down on a piece of paper so it makes more sense to people. Hopefully you can see this. So we got 25 days left on the cut. And here are all the boxes of those days. And right here, the X's mark my birthday, the Super Bowl the day after. Then I have a full week of, being able to, nothing planned. And then the following week, my parents are coming to visit one night. And then I also have my friend's wedding. But, I was thinking, like, there's no reason I can't be, perfect on the diet the day before the wedding, the day after. And then if I really look at it, that means, like, there's no reason I can't be perfect on the diet 21 of the next 25 days because, I'm planning for everything out. So I can't really do that much damage in those 4 days, especially when it gets equaled out by 21 days that I should be able to be really good on the diet. So there's no reason I can't still make progress. I still have 5 days this week. So, I was 183.9, and it's not linear, so I'm not expecting my weight to go down each day this week. It'll probably go up, tomorrow. But there's no reason I can't be like, mid 183s come my birthday, and then, do whatever, and then be back to normal by, the end of next week or whatever. Say it's Friday, and there's no reason, like when my parents come the week after, I can't be at a new low and maybe be in the 182s, and then, I'll go and I'll have the wedding, and I'll probably spike up again after that, and, there's no reason that means by the time I leave for Italy at the end of February, which is why I've been cutting this whole time, there's no reason I can't be, 182 or less, which, wasn't my exact goal because I want to get down to 180. But, you kind of have to give and take with these aggressive cuts because the main goal isn't just to see the scale be a certain number, it's a certain look. And if I achieve that, that's fine. And I'm starting to realize that, maybe these last, 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds, based on where my starting point was, I don't know if it's the smartest to just like keep grinding myself down in a huge deficit, and maybe those are kind of pounds that I lose on a longer time period where I don't feel like I'm as restricted throughout the year rather than just pound it down right now and, rebound poorly or whatever. I think just by the end of February, I'll need a break, which will be great when I go out of town. I even have a couple days in the next 25 days, obviously, to kind of, even out things and kind of reset a little bit. So we'll get there. It's not guaranteed that I'll be sub 180 by the end of February, like I originally set out, but I can still definitely make progress. And I think that's just important for people to remember. And hopefully that kind of diagram helped out. All right, there we go. Just went on a walk to the grocery store, quick 4,000 steps, between that, my run that I'm going to do in a little bit, and, probably a couple other walks throughout the day, can easily get to 10,000 steps, which is kind of like my minimum. My goal, especially now with these kind of big events coming up where I'm going to be, eating more, the goal is really 12,000 now, like 12 to 15,000. But 10,000 is like my bare bones minimum. Like if I'm literally about to go to bed and I'm only at 9,500, like I gotta walk around until I get 10,000. That's how I handle that. But we can go through what I picked up from the grocery store. Starting off, I guess we'll start with this. Probably my most important thing. I eat a crap ton of eggs. I eat 6 a day. So, this is 18 of them here, and this will only last me 3 days. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that because I also got some hard-boiled eggs. Might call me an idiot, like why not just make them with a pot or whatever. But I'm stupid, I'm lazy, and I don't even own a pot. So I want to start, in these next couple weeks, what I kind of started doing is bringing hard-boiled eggs to work because I feel like that's just like a little bit more socially acceptable than if I just brought like scrambled eggs. I don't know, and you just like keep it cold. I don't know, I just feel like it's more normal. So I just got 6 of these to keep in the fridge and to bring to work. So I guess we'll kind of go in order of protein here. So then other protein sources, I got more organic grass-fed 93.7 ground beef, 2 packages of these, and 1 filet steak. This is obviously way more expensive, so I normally only get like 1 of these and have like 1 a week. And then I have ground beef. I have 8 ounces of it pretty much every day. I probably have 8 ounces of it 5 to 6 times a week. So gotta make sure I'm stocked up on that. Put the rest of these in the freezer for the rest of the week. And then the last source of protein would be my Greek yogurt, Fage, however you call it, no fat. So this is what helps me kind of get to that ultimate protein goal, which is about 185 grams or so. And then the next thing I got, which I've kind of talked about this before, but I'll reiterate again, is I got some organic raspberries and blackberries. And there is a very specific reason that I choose these fruits. Berries, specifically raspberries and blackberries, are very high in fiber, which when you're cutting is very important because it makes you feel more full and it helps digestion. That's the first thing to go when I start dieting is my digestion really slows down, which makes sense because you're eating less food. But it's also really helpful to make you feel more full when you have more fiber. And I do take a fiber. Wow, that sucks. I just dropped this all over the floor. So anyways, yeah, fiber, really important on a cut. Good to get it from natural sources as well. And then I supplement it just because I need to try to get enough for the day. And the last three things I got are pretty much what I call cravings killer type of stuff. You know, when I'm eating the same thing every single day and it's very clean. You know, you still have cravings, like those are going to be there. That's honestly what I struggle more with rather than, you know, straight up like hunger or pain slash like, oh my God, my stomach is so hungry. It's more like I just crave certain things, and I feel like that's harder to deal with. So, you know, I like to get some things to help with that. First thing, I guess we'll start here. I'm going to have this tomorrow probably, is a Reign White Gummy Bear. I don't think I've ever had this flavor. I just saw it, want to try it. I try not to abuse caffeine, although the one good thing about caffeine is that it is an appetite suppressant, so it is actually helpful during a cut, but I really try to have my caffeine earlier in the day and try not to abuse it too much. So I'll probably have this tomorrow morning slash like on my walk to the office. But I think it's just, you know, nice to, when I'm not killing, like I'm having these cravings and there's nothing I can really do about it, at least I can have something that's, you know, 0, 5, 10 calories. And I have something to look forward to with my food or whatever it might be. So that's also the reason that I picked up this Sparkling Ice Starburst, Pink Starburst, best flavor drink as well. 5 calories, 0 calories essentially. And I'll probably have this later today. You know, it's no caffeine. So, you know, again, something to just like, you know, fill a craving, kind of pass the time in between meals. I really utilize that. And diet soda, which you guys know that I'm a big fan of, especially on a diet here. Right now I'm drinking zero sugar root beer. Not my favorite thing, but I wanted to just kind of try it, and it's been good. And then last thing here, kind of craving killer as well, is I got some pickle spears. Same type of thing. Sometimes it's like I eat a meal and my like body doesn't like immediately register that like I'm full, so I don't want to stop eating, or yeah, I don't want to stop eating. So a lot of times when I'm clean up everything from my meal and then just have like a pickle and then go do something, gives you some crunch. It's essentially 0 calories, and you know, just kind of helps, you know, tide me over through the day a little bit. At least it's just like something. So that can go in the fridge as well. This is Grillo's Pickles, probably my favorite pickle brand for this. So we're stocked up there. And the one other thing, I didn't have to get any. These kind of last me a little bit. Is I get some Yukon Gold potatoes, and I put these in the air fryer with some lemon pepper seasoning. Really good. Best kind of thing that I eat for the day. I love it. Once again, potatoes really helpful because they are the most satiating carb source. So I was thinking about it, and you know, other typical carb sources are rice and bread that I would, you know, sometimes have. The thing about potatoes is they're more satiating than rice, which is why I like that. And bread. Bread probably tastes the best to me, although I love potatoes too, and rice. I love them all. But what I kind of realized for whatever reason, I feel like bread is very like triggering to me in terms of like I want to just like eat way more. And the thing about bread versus a potato is that I could just grab more bread, or I could grab more rice. If I made a bunch, I guess. But like with bread specifically, I could just grab more out of the cabinet. But with a potato, I'd have to sit there and, you know, put it in the air fryer for 15 minutes and cook it, so it's not as like easily available. So I've just been thinking about that in terms of potatoes. Really my go-to carb source. You know, once I kind of start eating more normal again, I think I'm really just going to be like meat, fruit. I'll rotate the meats more, I'll rotate the fruits more, and then really like potatoes are going to be the more like starchy carb source along with the fruit. And then I'll just be a little bit more lenient in terms of tracking, just kind of eat to feel full. And then I'll be a little bit more lenient on when I go out. But when I'm home, I want to keep everything bare bones where I can't really, you know, go too crazy, and then just kind of allow myself to enjoy these, you know, going out meals more. But yeah, that's the full grocery haul. All right, got some more work done. Now it is time to eat the pre-workout meal, which is 170 grams of non-fat Greek yogurt, scoop of vanilla protein from BPN, and a package of organic raspberries. You've seen this meal multiple times at this point. And then I got a quick 15-minute phone call I got to do, and then I'm running. And we got a 5K today. Let's do it. He was probably like so excited that he was trying to see if he could make it first, but maybe. All right, and we're back from the 5K, Monday 5K that I'm holding myself accountable to. I felt great. I showed you the time there, pretty good. I like wasn't really looking at my watch for pacing at all. I was just kind of running to run, and I felt so good. It was finally 60 and sunny today. That felt amazing. I was like, screw it, I'm taking the shirt off, and I ran. It felt so good. You know, if you feel stuck, maybe you're dieting as well, and you're just like, I just gotta get through this, and like you're just like, you know, low energy, low mood. Get in the sun. Holy crap! My mood completely changed on the day. I feel so much more wide awake, energetic, and I feel great. So now I'm having my 4 scrambled eggs with pickled onions, salt, pepper, and some Cholula, and I'm gonna eat this, take a shower, And then I got some more work to do. Probably might even go on one more walk just because it's so nice out. And then I got class tonight. So that's what we got kind of going for the rest of the day, and keep you updated. And there we go, baby. Dinner is served. The classic 8 ounces of 93.7 grass-fed ground beef, 2 pasture-raised eggs, and 200 grams of potato. Gonna eat this right before I walk to class. I'm having about 13,000 steps, probably end of the day at like 15,000. So perfect amount of activity for today. I'll have one more meal, which will just be the Greek yogurt bowl without fruit, but don't need to show you that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, the grocery haul. Kind of got to see another day in the life on the aggressive cut as, you know, I'm in grad school, and you got to see the grocery haul. So hopefully that provided some value. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.